Yugi boys, Yugi girls, welcome to another deck profile. We're gonna be doing my favorite deck, Burning Abyss. With the release of Red Eyes Dark Dragoons, this is the first deck that I want to play it on because of how easy it is to just summon him, and having Anaconda Dragoons plus Beatrice plus hand traps in your hand is just, it's really good, and is relatively a budget deck still to this day. So I would definitely consider picking up, like, cards like Cherubini and Dante and the whole Burn Abyss core. You should at least own 12 Burn Abyss. That's like the sacred number of playing Burn Abyss. You play 12 Burn Abyss, or you play a little bit more. There are so many different ways to play Burn Abyss. I mean, we have a I mean, not counting block, but there's PK. We could play a going second with like a bunch of kaijus. We could play more hand trap heavy. This is more of a hand trap heavy, the version that I'm gonna showcase. There's trap versions, right? We're getting new support for the Phantom Knights, so this deck is gonna keep getting more interesting and more options, and you could tune it to however you want. But I'm gonna showcase this how I'm currently playing it, how I like to play it and stuff. I consider myself a very good pilot with Burn Abyss. So without further ado, let me showcase the deck. So we have 3 Skarm. Skarm's our searcher. He searches at the end phase. And we want to place 3 because we want to plus as much as possible, because we want to search cards that we can discard with Dragoons, right? So most of the time, right, we're gonna search Tour Guide, but if we have Dragoons, sometimes it's better to search a Farfa or Livik or a Kalkav for that to be the discard. 2 Farfa. It's supposed to be 3 Farfa, but I don't. It just vanished. Like, I don't know where he went. I could swear it was in my deck box, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, it should be 3 Farfa. 2 Livik. Note that if the ban list hasn't come out yet, so if the ban list give us an extra graph or seer, then we're gonna replace the extra copies of Farfa and Livik. 1 graph and seer, obviously. For those that don't know, all the Burn Abyss cards, they special summon themselves if you control no spell traps on the field. But if you do, then their graveyard effect doesn't activate. Their graveyard effect, if they all go to the graveyard for some reason, Skarm searches at the end phase. Farfa banishes targets a monster and banishes it until the end phase. Livik specials from your hand, negating its effects. Seer specials from the graveyard. Grab specials from the deck. Alec is an effect veiler. Kalkav bounces a spell and trap on your opponent's field back to their hand. Rubik is just a tuner, so he can do. Oh, we're not playing Neurofiber, by the way, because I believe that card's gonna get banned, so there's no reason to. And but I play it because of my secret sauce. Also, Barbar, because Barbar lets you win games you shouldn't. And I have a lot of experiences with Barbar where Barbar is a beast. So I believe that's how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13 Burn Abyss. Like I said, you could play 12. You should at least play 12 Burn Abyss for the consistency, but you could play more. 2 Finish Rhino Warrior. There's no need to play. You could play a 3rd. You don't need to, because Cherubini essentially does what he does. But he's still important because, it's still good to open him and a Burn Abyss to do the whole classic combo. We have Tour Guide to Tour Guide. This might change. If she comes back to 3, then of course we're gonna play 3. Then we have here 2 Psychic Wheeler and 1 Tracker. So not a lot of people are doing this that I've seen. Actually, I haven't seen no one do this. But so we played Psychic Wheeler because he's a tuner. Also, you notice some Tour Guide activate effect. If it gets Ash, Veiler, or Imperm, then you can special summon Psychic Wheeler or Tracker and do your combo anyway. So it's an extender essentially. It's also good with Finish Rhino Warrior. And that's for the monsters. Well, except hand traps. 3 Ash Blossoms. This is the most like the best hand trap. The most it does a lot. 3 Effect Veiler because it's really good right now. Effect Veiler. If you have Celine, the Link, and Access Code Talker, then it's even better. But Effect Veiler can stop Anaconda, and I mean, it's just a good hand trap right now. And that's it for the hand traps. There are monsters. Now we have 1 Dark Magician, 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon, and then the Red Eyes Fusion. I mean, even if you draw Dark Magician or Red Eyes, you know, it's still okay. Like it's not that bad. You know, you could still, because Burn Abyss, we could play with just 2 cards and kind of do our whole combo, and you know, so it's okay. We just have less cards in the hand, but it's worth it. It's worth it to play this engine in almost any deck that can toot out 2 monsters. 2 Forbidden Droplet, and 1 Chalice. So, Forbidden Droplet's necessary, like to stop decks like Numeron and to like kind of out the big board to go in second. But it's not budget, right? So that is why I have a Chalice there, because Chalice essentially can do the same thing, and is budget friendly. It's only $1 compared to this. This is not $1. Of course, Droplet's better, right? But you can still play the deck with budget options and still kind of succeed. So don't feel. It's just that with cards like Droplet, it's like with ease, with the easiest of ease to out things. I don't even have a 3rd copy. That's why I'm playing Chalice. I don't even have a 3rd copy of Forbidden Droplet. Now, not a lot of people playing this, but I do. So we want to do Avarice after we resolved. After we were done, we did the whole combo. We assured the Dragoons is on the field, and we just shuffle everything back and hopefully draw. And it's good grinding too. Like when you're grinding, if somehow they out Dragoons, I mean, like you could play like I wouldn't play Palace though, because we could potentially banish the whole Dragoons and stuff. So that's not, even if like you already resolved the Red Eyes Fusion and stuff. Like it's just that part of desires might banish like things that are like, you know, we have our one. It's a lot of things you have to like keep in mind. You have to make sure that Graph and Seer and the whole Red Eye stuff is in the graveyard, and it most of the time is going to be. Then at that point it doesn't matter. However, sometimes, you know, like you're gonna like be tempted to activate the Avarice. I mean the desires as your first play, and that's why I don't think it's good in this current version, because we have certain cards we don't want to bench. 3 Call by the Grave is to protect Tour Guide. I know that I said in my other deck profile, Marmels, that Call by the Grave is a myth, but it's a myth in that deck, because in that deck you have access to Minstrel, and you have a lot of more extenders. So, but in this deck, we do want to ensure that both the Anaconda is safe and whatchamacallit, the Tour Guide. Then for the last spell, 1 Foolish Burial. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm thinking about, like, Foolish Burial is good, like, but it's not like exactly needed, because that's the one card that, like, in this current version of the deck, because the only things we want to mill is Graph and Scar. We don't want to mill Seer. So those are the only 2 cards we want to mill. We don't have if we were playing Phantom Knights, then this card would be even better. But so Foolish Burial, thinking about cutting it, honestly. And then 3 Infinite Impermanence. If you don't have Impermanence, the best budget option to replace will be Gamma. So you can take out the impermanence and put Gamma and take out Foolish Burial and put in a driver, and that essentially be Gamma still is great. Gamma is like just as good as impermanence. And now for the extra deck, we have 2 Dante. Mills for Cost is a great card. Then we have 1 Breaksword. I still play the Breaksword because it helps us out things, or it's a good bait for them to like negate or react towards Breaksword. 1 Beatrice and 1 Pilgrim. Then we have the boy, the legend, Red Eyes Dragoon. And then Perplant Anaconda. Cherubini. Cherubini, his budget now, it's like a few dollars. So you should definitely pick that card up. I know that the Dragoons and Perplant are not budget per se, but if I was to invest in something, I would definitely be that, because like Dragoons, Preplant, Red Fusion, like those 5 cards boost any deck you're playing. The other cards we're playing is IP, and then for the targets, I guess, would be Phoenix and 1 Unicorn. Then we have Gravity Controller. Sometimes like we have a weird hand. This is like when you draw Seer. So you draw Seer, normal summon the Seer, special Burn Abyss. Then you make Dante and you mill if you want to, but then you make this so then you can add back the graph, and it's you'll get it when you see it. Then we have Borlo Dragon to out like problematic things. I just love Borlo Dragon. It's my favorite link. I cannot. I feel like I have to play it, but you don't have to play. He's not necessary. And then Boar Sword. Boar Sword. You don't need to play Boar Sword. It could be something else. It could be like another rank 3, or it could be another link that is useful. It could be a bunch of things, but I just play it because I have it. And then the Secret Sauce. 1 Brio. I always play Brio in Burn Abyss. I just love it. It's great. Now let's go to my side deck. So for the side deck, 3 Evenly Match. If you don't have access to this, Twin Twisters will be great replacement. Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone is on the budget side, and Cosmic Cyclone is good against Eldritch. It's good like when they do the whole Buster Luck. You're going to get against Orcus. You're going against a bunch of decks. This Cosmic Cyclone is very, very useful. We have 1 Red Reboot. Unfortunately, it's at 1 Pankratops. Pankratops, man, I want this at 3. If Konami puts that card at 3, then it makes the meta a lot more easier to kind of check. Pankratops does a lot of things. It just, it's a shame to put it to 1. 2 Gamma Seals. 1 whatever this is called, and Kumongas. 4 Kaijus. We're playing the Kaijus to out Dragoons. And sometimes, like when you're going against like in any like Invoke variants, like you just kind of tribute their Mechaba, so then it's easier to like play against their other interruptions. And then for this is like my own personal tech for going first. Denko Senka against Eldritch is just like an auto win. Like you win after you summon that. There's other decks that are like for instance, there's a lot of control decks that are not playing Judgment right now, so like that's why I'm putting Denko Senka, is so I could just automatically win against them. And that is for my side deck. If you don't like the Denko Senkas, you could change them for DD Crows, or change them for like more kaijus. Like honestly, like I will make just a burn abyss with like 10 kaijus in the main deck going second, a bunch of going second cards. That'd be a great deck. That'd be like a powerful deck. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my Burn Abyss deck. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if what will you do different? What type of cards do you like would have put instead? You know, any ideas that you have about the deck? Please share them. If there's any other, I'm gonna do like one. If when the balance comes out, I'm gonna do another profile of Burn Abyss, and a lot of this stuff is still going to apply. A lot of this stuff that I said, a lot of these texts I have, is still going to apply. We're just gonna up the number of cards if we get some cards unlimited. But yeah, I'm gonna be every time I do a Burn Abyss, I always think about like Orchist, because they're very similar in certain aspects, and so I'm probably gonna do an Orchist deck profile soon. And well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching, and you know, liking, commenting, and everything. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna try to do more content as much as possible. So please, just let me know if there's some type of deck that you would like me to cover, and I will try as fast as possible to show you my take on it. Well, thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.